So let's begin. मार्केट की बात करेंगे फिर से ऑफ कोर्स एंड आज का मार्केट भी आई थिंक पिछले कुछ टाइम की तरह से आज भी झटके ही दे रहा था. मतलब इवेंचुअली टर्न आउट फाइन बट इसमें भी कुछ ऊपर नीचे थे. तो विदाउट मी सेइंग मच पहले मैं आप लोगों की एनालिसिस जानना चाहूंगा. एंड ऑफ कोर्स बिफोर वी गो देयर, थैंक यू सो मच रुद्रा सर, IK Small Caps sir. Sir, I'm sorry, I'm just using your handle. Do you want me to call you some by name? Please let me know.
My name is Irfan. So, and thank you for inviting me on your platform.
Okay. All right, awesome, sir. No, I thank you for taking out time for us and helping us learn from you.
You're welcome.
All right. So हमारे साथ of course इरफान सर and रुद्रा सर पहली बार आए हैं. So we would love to learn a lot from them. Breakout chat sir, of course हमारे बहुत खास बहुत करीबी दोस्त हैं. He is so kindly accepted today as well to be with us and discuss his thoughts on the market today. So sir, Irfan sir, आप ही से शुरू करते हैं. What are your thoughts? What is going on in the market and what is your analysis say? What is happening right now?
I feel that many people are pessimistic that we are in the bear run. I mean, we are in the bear market and we may see much lower levels like 14,000, 12,000. And so there is a very pessimistic view of the markets right now. And so I feel that when there is too much of pessimism in the market, it doesn't happen that way. So the market moves in the opposite direction. So I still feel that we are in the bull market. This may be a big correction because of global factors like war and inflation. But we should move. We should come here and we should go up. So I feel that we should go in the north direction, not lower levels. So this is it from me.
Right. Awesome, sir. Okay, Rudra sir, may I ask your analysis as well, please?
Yeah, thank you first of all for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to be part of this learning community. First of all, my view on market for last 4 days, the lower levels have been held very, very strongly, and we are able to see that bounce. And whenever we see this gap down opening, market is just definitely taking support at lower levels and pulling back from there. And based on my market profile and order flow analysis, I see definitely a strong support which has emerged now at 15,500, and today's low, which is at 15,650 on Nifty future, will be a very sacrosanct support for very short term to me. And I see more short covering to happen in coming days. And once we close above 15,900, the last left out bears will also start covering their short, and this market is definitely headed towards 16,000 to 16,200 range immediately. And once we surpass even 16,200, more strength can emerge. But this positive view of mine will hold only if we hold 15,650 on closing basis. And I also see banking especially to lead the next move in the market, and we will definitely see more upside in banking stocks, and I can discuss some of them definitely today. But I feel banks will lead the rally. Until we hold 15,650, markets are very positive, and risk reward is definitely on the long side. Short sellers beware.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, sir. तो अभी तक हम लोगों को दो votes आए हैं. Both are bullish that I personally like because I'm mostly invested into just equities. So thank you so much for that. That really helps me a lot. My confidence, I'll have a good night's sleep. Breakout charts, can I please have your analysis as well?
Yeah, hi Vishu, hi everyone. So आज बहुत टाइम बाद नॉन नाइस स्पीकर्स है. I welcome both of them. And रुद्र सर तो सेम प्रोफेशन से, so बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि सेम प्रोफेशन से कोई आता है तो हमें अच्छा लगता है कि सी प्रोफेशन अपार्ट फ्रॉम डूइंग दैट ऑल दिस थिंग रिटर्न ऑल कोई अलग कर रहा है मार्केट्स में आ रहे हैं पब्लिक. सो आई वेलकम यू ऑल. मार्केट्स का मैं तो देखो पहले दिन जिस दिन से मार्केट गिर रहा है मैं उस दिन से बोल रहा हूँ इंडेक्स भले कुछ भी कर ले थोड़ा डाइसी हो सकता है, बट स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक मूवमेंट जो मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ वो बना रहेगा. आज भी कितना 3-4 स्टॉक 20% मारे होंगे, 100-200 स्टॉक 10% के ऊपर होंगे. तो जो स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक मूवमेंट जब स्टार्ट हो जाता है ना मिड कैप स्मॉल कैप्स में, तो इंडेक्स पर से ज्यादा प्रेशर बनता नहीं है, क्योंकि क्या होता है ना जब इन पर प्रेशर रहता है ना तो इंडेक्स वैसे ही गिर जाता है. तो मैं तो एक बहुत छोटा सा कोरिलेशन मान के चलता हूँ कि मिड कैप स्मॉल कैप अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं ना तो ओवरऑल ब्रॉडर मार्केट जो है इंडेक्स वाइज भी वो अच्छा परफॉर्म करने लग जाता है. तो मिड कैप स्मॉल कैप के लिए मैं बुलिश हूँ. मैं मेरी पोजीशन हेवीली बनाना शुरू कर दिया. रुद्र सर ने जैसे बोला 15,650 का लेवल. एम ऑडिबल इशू?
यस यू आर सर.
ओके, सो 15,650 का जो लेवल है तब बना रहेगा, तब तक मुझे कोई टेंशन नहीं मार्केट में. बैंक निफ्टी के पॉइंट से देखे तो 33,000 पे अच्छी पुट राइटिंग हो रखी है. सो आई एम बुलिश की, और आज 34,000 के ऊपर का एक क्लोज आया है फ्यूचर लेवल पे, तो वो भी एक अच्छी चीज़ है. सो बोथ इंडेक्स वाइज लुकिंग गुड, स्मॉल कैप मिड कैप लुकिंग गुड, और स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक तो लुकिंग वेरी गुड. सो ओवरऑल बुलिश हूँ मैं तो, मतलब स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक बना रहता हूँ. सो थोड़ा जो नेगेटिविटी थी हिट में कि 14,000 12,000, अब वो धीरे धीरे गायब हो जाएगी. जिस दिन ये गायब होगी तब तक क्या मार्केट थोड़ा ऊपर आ चुका होगा, फिर जो जो फोमो में मिस करेंगे वो और मार्केट ऊपर ले जाएंगे. सो ओवरऑल अ गुड थिंग, गुड स्टार्ट टू द मंथ. इस महीने में 2 ही दिन हुए, फ्राइडे और मंडे, दोनों अच्छे थे. हाँ, दोनों अच्छा क्लोज दिए थे. सो अ गुड थिंग, देखते हैं आगे. लेट्स सी हाउ इट्स गो.
राइट. ग्रेट सर, थैंक यू. तो हम लोगों को तो मतलब अभी तीनों साइड से बहुत ही अच्छा सिग्नल मिला है, विच आई एम वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट. Okay, so let's have another very important round of questions, which is, sir, एक तीनों से मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगा, sir, what percentage of like how much of your capital are you invested right now?
Vishu, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, yes, sir.
To both the other speakers, to Irfan sir and Rudra sir. Sir, you are new to Trinkerr and new to podcast, if I'm not wrong. अगर आप थोड़ा सा अपने बारे में बता पाए कि how do you select stocks, in which segment you deal, कैसे, थोड़ा सा एक छोटा सा brief intro अगर आप दे पाए तो that. मैंने तो आप लोगों की प्रोफाइल पूरी देख ली, तो मेरे को थोड़ा बेसिक आइडिया मिल गया, बट बहुत लोगों ने शायद नहीं देखी होगी. तो if you both don't mind telling something about yourself to start with, तो अच्छा एक base बन जाता है उससे.
Sure, if I can start.
Yeah, surely, Rudra sir.
Thank you so much. First of all, wishing you also a happy CA day. July 1st, we celebrated Chartered Accountants Day. But let me tell you, earlier Rudra was just a chartered accountant on visiting card. Even though I qualified, I never used to say I am a chartered accountant. I never practiced, nor I worked in any company as a CA. I should be the only chartered accountant, as I know, in India who has never practiced nor worked as a CA from day one. I did CA only because I wanted to be the richest man in this world. So someone told, become a chartered accountant, you'll make a lot of money. And then I did my CA, qualified CA. And then after that, people told you have to come to stock market. So that's how I came to stock market. Now my experience is about 18 completed years. I do trading as well as investing both. Anything to do with F&O? Yes, starting from all option strategies, option buying, option selling, option Greeks, futures trading, and in equities, again stocks and all time frames. I do just I have done everything, but I do believe trading is just to create some amount of richness, but wealth is always created through investing. So I do trading to generate the required capital to make long-term investing. So today might be the size of my capital has been big enough. I cannot give the chance for market to take me back to zero. But initial days, I have definitely made my account zero like any other trader for a long time. And finally, I can conclude with my rich 18 plus years of experience in market. Being a chartered accountant, having understood numbers better, I can tell only those who give emphasis to risk management and position sizing, especially, these people can succeed in trading. There is no holy grail in markets, especially as a trader. I can tell you this: the only holy grail is risk management. So the only thing which is common among all successful traders whom I have seen, whom I have read about, whom I have witnessed in my trading career is they all have a very strong risk management. So making money overall in market is important, not to make money every time you trade. So when you are wrong, you have to take your small loss and get out. If you don't take small, then you have to take mother of all losses. Never fight the market nor your wife. They are always right. Adjust with them. That's it.
Perfect conclusion, sir. दोनों से कभी नहीं लड़ना चाहिए.
Thank you.
So
Hello.
yeah, yes sir. Yes.
So my name is Irfan, and I am I was an advertising professional. So I have done my masters of mass media in advertising, and then I worked in the advertising field for quite a few years. And then whatever revenue or money generated through advertising field, I also used to run a production house that time. So I used to invest, and then from past 10 or 12 years, I'm a full-time investor, and I only invest in small cap companies because my belief is that if there is a lot of potential for small caps to grow, and when small caps become mid caps, you tend to make around 20x, 30x, or much more, which is very difficult to make get that much returns in large caps. I only invest in small cap companies. So my 100% portfolio is invested in small caps. So this is it from me.
Okay, sir. Perfect. So now wish you can continue, मतलब जो भी आपके questions थे.
राइट मेरे तो सर बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन. थैंक यू सो मच ब्रेकआउट चैट सर, ये इस क्वेश्चन के लिए. ऑफ कोर्स बहुत अच्छा लगा सर से जान के. मेरे और भी तो रुद्रा सर से और इरफान सर से मेरे को भी इस टाइप के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछने का मन है, बट बिकॉज वी हैव अ पैनल तो आई विल स्टिक टू हम लोग के जो मार्केट इनसाइट्स के क्वेश्चंस आप लोगों से लेना चाहूंगा पैनल से, बिकॉज दिस इज अ बिगर अपॉर्चुनिटी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स आई वुड लव टू हैव इरफान सर एंड रुद्रा सर एक बार अलग से भी, जिसमें मेरे को उनसे पर्सनली उनकी स्ट्रैटेजीज के बारे में बहुत कुछ सीखने का मन है. So we just had a sampler, छोटा सा taste of their market style, but I would learn so much more about them. Okay, so sir एक चीज जो मेरे दिमाग में क्वेश्चन था जो मैं तीनों से पूछना चाहूँ, in equities how much are you like right now, how much of it are you in cash or how much are you invested right now? How have you dealt with the recent volatility in the market? Were you invested all throughout? ब्रेकआउट चैट सर से ऑफ कोर्स हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा डिस्कस किया था, ये ऑलरेडी पहले भी हमने पूछा हुआ है, बट इरफान सर एंड रुद्रा सर आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि हाउ डिड यू डील विद दिस रीसेंट वॉलिटिलिटी एंड राइट नाउ एज ऑफ दिस मोमेंट आर यू फुली इन्वेस्टेड और यू हैव स्टिल holding on for looking for some, like you are bullish already, but are you looking to save something for the maybe worse scenario?
Yeah, see, currently I am fully invested, and might be about 5-6 months back, that was much early in the time of Jan Feb, I took a cash call. So even at that point of time, I was not heavily into cash. And again, thanks to my relationship and also a lot of learning, having met one-on-one with people like Radhakishan Damani, Rakesh, Nimesh Bhai, all these great investors of Indian market, and there is a lot to learn from these people. I've seen them being so successful only because they're always 100% invested, they're always bullish on Indian market. Only thing they do is, now again a simple question might come to our viewers: if someone is 100% invested and when market falls, where is the opportunity for them, or where is the money for them to buy? They only exit the non-performing stocks in their portfolio and they go to the better opportunity which comes to them. Number one. Number two, what they do is when market falls and when they're fully invested and they find good opportunities, they might take more leverage at that point of time. So it is all to do with asset allocation, through leverage, and through exiting stock which is not performing as per your expectation and moving to a new opportunity. But however, I don't suggest this as a method to people unless your capital size is one large enough, you are full-time invested in market and that is your profession. And only for these people, yes, 100% invested might be a good method or a call. But for people with small capital size, again, what is small is definitely a debatable one, and it differs. It is a relative term. Absolutely, I cannot define what is small. But if you have a very small capital and you are a beginner, yes, then taking cash call will become easy. Or else if this...
Hello?
I think he has some internet issues, connectivity issues.
Yeah. Okay, so it may be Twitter acting up again, but all right. Irfan sir, can I have your answer till then? I'm sure Rudra sir will join us right back.
So I'm also fully invested. I do believe that there is the bull rally will still continue.
I think he is also having internet issues.
ट्विटर को हम लोग का जब स्पेस में मजा आने लगता है, हमारी स्पेस अच्छी होने लगती है तो ट्विटर नाराज हो जाता है, वो हमारे गेस्ट को परेशान करने लगता है.
बट ठीक है, मतलब जितना मैं सुन पाया, फॉर अ चेंज 2 इन्वेस्टर ऐसे थे जो फुल्ली इन्वेस्टेड है. सो ये समथिंग, ये कुछ नया हुआ है, ये अच्छा लगा, मतलब इस पे बात करने में मजा आएगा.
राइट.
सो आई हैव रिक्वेस्टेड बोथ ऑफ देम अगेन.
या आई आल्सो रिक्वेस्ट. अब ब्रेकआउट चैट से तब तक आपसे जानते हैं एक बार फिर से कि अभी आपका क्या स्टेटस है, आप हाउ मच ऑफ यू आर इन्वेस्टेड राइट नाउ?
कैलकुलेट कर लें दो. आई एम अप्रॉक्स मोटा मोटी 60% इन्वेस्टेड, 40% अभी भी कैश इन हैंड हूँ. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहता, मुझे सेटअप्स की रिस्क रिवॉर्ड से बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया ना, वो रिस्क रिवॉर्ड के बिना मैं नहीं एंटर होता. रुद्र सर ने बोला था रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली बैंग ऑन, कि अगर आपको लंबे टाइम तक मार्केट में टिके रहना है तो रिस्क रिवॉर्ड के साथ बने रहना पड़ेगा. और आजकल है ना, व्हाट आई हैव फीलिंग इज, पिछले 3-4 दिन से ऐसा हो रहा है कि वट एवर आई बाय, वो इंट्राडे में जितना मुझे लगता है ना कि मिल जाना चाहिए था, अगर मैं कैरी करता, मुझे ऑलमोस्ट उतना मिल जाता है. मुझे आज देख लीजिए ट्रांसलेशन में ऑलमोस्ट इंट्राडे में 7-8% मिल रहा था. तो फिर मेरा मन नहीं मानता कि यार इसको ओवरनाइट कैरी करके जाऊँ. हो सकता है कल वापस 10% ऊपर खुल जाए ट्रांसलेशन, वो मुझे रिग्रेट नहीं रहेगा, बट मैं मेरी पोजीशन बुक कर लेता हूँ. बहुत छोटी सी लिया, आई वाज नॉट दैट कॉन्फिडेंट इन दैट सेटअप क्योंकि रिस्क रिवॉर्ड नहीं बन रहा था, बट थोड़ा सा लिया था, थोड़ा सा बेच दिया. सो कैश वाइज आई एम 30-35-40% कैश में हूँ अभी भी. तो अच्छी पोजीशन है. मेरी मेजर पोजीशन अभी ऑटो एक्सिलरी में है, तो मैं पिछले स्पेस में यही बोला था कि मैं ऑटो एक्सिलरी में बुलिश हूँ. तो ये सेक्टर एज अ होल पिछले 7-8-10 दिनों से अच्छा चल रहा है. आई थिंक रुद्र सर इज बैक.
Yes.
तो मैं मोटा मोटी ऑटो इंजीनियरिंग में इन्वेस्टेड हूँ. थोड़ा सा भी मुझे आज मैं देख रहा था तो थोड़ा FMCG में मूवमेंट है. HUL ब्रेकआउट पे खड़ा है. तो ये तो चलो बाद में डिस्कस कर लेंगे. सो ओवर टू यू रुद्र सर.
Yeah, sorry, I had a technical glitch and connectivity issue. I don't know till when my word was last heard and what was there which went on air.
Sir, I guess you said you were fully invested and then you were just building upon it, so you can start it from scratch again. So
Okay,
nothing.
okay. Very quickly, what I wanted to do, what as of now I'm fully invested. I just wanted to tell like the call of taking how much percentage of your portfolio you want to sit in cash depends upon the size of your portfolio. And normally, I have seen good investors with large capital size, they always stay 100% invested. And normally, when new opportunity arises, they will only exit their non-performing stocks or stocks which are not doing as per their expectation, and they will move into the new opportunity. And whenever they feel markets are very cheap, they might go for higher leverage at that point of time. But I've seen people like Rakesh, Radhakishan, Nimesh Bhai, great investors of our country. They're always fully invested in market and they hardly take cash call. Only when new opportunity comes, they just go for exiting something which is not performing as per their expectation to moving into the newer opportunity and going into leverage if you feel markets are very attractive to buy at that point. So I was sitting in cash in January, February, but now I'm fully invested, and I don't and I feel even though we are now at whatever levels of Nifty we are, even though some of them are talking about 14,200, 14,000, all that, we are hardly 7% closer to the bottom. And if my companies which I'm tracking or if my stocks are available at good price, I would rather buy it, not waiting for the index to come down and then take a buy call. Right now, I'm fully invested. Hardly I have any cash in my portfolio.
Okay,
Right.
Ruddhu sir. Yeah. Irfan sir is also back. So
Yeah.
Sorry for the technical glitch. So even I'm fully invested. My portfolio must be down around 20%, 20 to 25% from its peak. But again, I'm used to it because during the COVID times, I had seen it fall 70%. So I don't think so. It's like if we maintain calm and we maintain patience, we have patience. I don't think so. It's if we what do you call it? If we are calm enough and we can withstand this storm, which is the correction phase. So that's it.
Oh, right. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that, sir. Okay. So I'll move on to my next question, which is watch lists, of course, in this scenario right now. If I may ask, of course, before I ask that question for our audience, this is not a buy or sell recommendation. Thing that we discuss is not going to be any buy or sell recommendation. This is just all for learning purposes and for curiosity. I want to ask, sir, Irfan sir, आप ही से ही दोबारा शुरू करते हैं. Do you have any uh, uh, watch list in your mind right now? It may be sectoral watch list or it may be stocks that are there on your watch list that you think are looking good right now.
Uh, Basically, I try to pick stocks which are from various sectors. So I concentrate on individual stocks. So there will be from IT, there will be from chemicals, there will be from agriculture, textiles, so on and so forth. So I would not like to talk right now about stock specific, but what looks good to me is chemicals, IT, and agriculture.
Right. So, sir, you're saying that based on like technicals, or you also
No,
track
no,
any?
I only analyze through fundamentals
Right,
about the
right.
business. I study the business of the company, its balance sheets, and yeah, so that.
So, can you tell us a broad story that you're seeing in these sectors, sir?
In terms of chemicals, we all know that India is becoming a chemical hub. There are recent stories about the war in Ukraine, which is going on, and if Russia turns off the gas, there's a big news going on, which says that if Russia turns off the gas to Germany, then there will be a huge shutdown of the chemical industry in Germany. Even though if that may happen or that may not happen, still, excuse me, still our chemical industry is growing and growing rapidly. So I feel one needs to identify a few chemical companies which are still available at 7 to 10 p. I'd not like to take the names, but if one tries to find out, they'll find out companies which are trading at 5 to 10 P in chemical industry, chemical space. Rather than chasing 40 P, 50 P stocks, one can find these companies. Likewise, in agriculture also, there are many companies. One can track seed companies. They are available at very attractive valuations rate. And in IT also, if one does not try to see the mainstream companies like the biggies, there are many small cap companies available at very attractive valuations.
Thank you so much for that. Sorry, मेरा अटक गया था थोड़ा बीच में mute mic. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, sir. This has been awesome. Okay. Rudra sir, may I ask about your watch list? Rudra sir, you're on mute. Okay, I think Rudra sir may be facing a technical issue again. Meanwhile, Breakout Chat sir, आपसे भी आपकी लिस्ट जान लेते हैं.
जैसे इरफान सर ने बोला, सर थोड़ा सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक था, मैं बिल्कुल सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक नहीं रहता, मैं
And some technical issue. Can you just repeat the question to me if you don't mind?
Yes. Rudra sir, the question was, do you have any sectoral or stocks related watch list in your mind, like any sectors that are really looking good or stocks that are looking good?
Okay.
No buy or sell recommendations, of course, just for like you want to know what is there on your radar.
Great. I'll answer. See, on the large cap, first of all, as I mentioned already, sector specific, I definitely have a lot of liking towards banking. Again, for different reasons. One, on charts looks attractive. Two, lot of FIA selling has already been done in these place. And three, I also feel fundamentally looking at even the credit growth as well as the concerns of inflation getting addressed by most of the central banks throughout the world, as well as lot of measures having taken by central banks throughout the world, plus central government also taking enough action to ensure there is demand push inflation. So I feel banks as a sector especially can do good at current valuation, looks very attractive. And again, let me also make the disclaimer, I might have direct positions on some of these stocks which I might disclose, and I do recommend each of these listeners to have their own risk analysis and speak to their financial consultants before they take a buy or sell call on the same. So for me, stocks like, for example, ICICI Bank looks very attractive, and that is my top pick from private bank. Also for me, for other two more banks which I do like is Axis Bank as well as HDFC Bank. Looks great even for a trade, available in F&O, all these three counters, and risk reward is very attractive at current price for me even for a trade. So for me, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank looks very good. And from PSU, only bank which I like is State Bank of India. So all these four can be a good stocks to bet both for trade as well as even for an investment portfolio. And when it comes to mid and small cap, there are a few stocks which I would definitely love to just give those ideas to our viewers here or our listeners here. And just now I heard our co-host talking about chemicals, and one of the stock which looks very good from chemical there for me is Nozzle. And this stock, again, if you see on charts, looks very strong, a good buy even at current market price. And for me, Nozzle is a stock which can compound at 30-35% kind of a growth rate, and this stock at current price of around 250 looks very attractive. It can at least be a doubler from current levels. Even on charts, if I see Nozzle has strong supports at around 230 and current market price at around 250 looks very attractive buy. Pharma even can do good from large cap stocks like Cipla, Dr. Reddy, Pharma. These are three good stocks which can definitely do well in this market. Even FMCG from large cap looks good, and already we have seen huge outperformance in ITC, and gone are those jokes which used to come in social media like buy ITC at 200, target 200, stop loss 200. That is not there now, and ITC has done fabulous. I know it has tested patience of a lot of people for last 5 years plus, but then these stocks generally give return in 1 year, including all the returns what it never gave for the last 5 years. And even on charts, if you see, ITC has given a clear breakout above 280. And in fact, many a times when I used to come, or even now regularly when I come in ET now, both ET now English and Swadesh, I have recommended this at around 250 level. Any tips to 280 will be a great buy on ITC. And for me, from large cap, banks, pharma, and then FMCG are good. And on mid cap, I've just discussed one stock called Nozzle. And a few more if I have to discuss, there is another one called Sangvi Mover, again from mid and small cap. I really like this company a lot. And again, on chart, if you see, stock has given a breakout above 220 levels now. Good price volume action is there in Sangvi Mover. Stock from current levels of around 228, 230 can move towards levels closer to 350, 400 zone. Great risk reward on charts also. Another third stock from mid and small cap I can recommend is Gufic Bio. And this Gufic Bioscience is again another company which I'm tracking closely, and I do have investments in this. So for me, current price of around 220 is a great buy. Fundamentally strong company. Even on charts, there is a confirmation, and risk reward is very attractive at current level. Again, I look at a return of around 30 to 50% kind of a price action which can come in 1 year from now. So Gufic Bio is another good company. Another one, last one, if I have to give, it is the Complete Man Raymond. So this stock again, both fundamentally the news on their real estate can do great, and even textile as a sector can do good. So multiple things are working for the stock, and I can see strong supports emerging for Raymond at around 750, 800 level. Offers a great risk reward at current price, even on charts to buy. Price action indicates good volume support, and I feel current level offers a great risk reward to buy at around 850, 860 zone, and stock can head towards levels of 2000, might be in a year to 2 years time frame, and one can have a stop loss of around 750 on Raymond. So I'm just giving about 100 rupee stop loss, and a target of about 1200 rupee from current level, which is a 1:12 kind of a risk reward. So these are some of these stocks, both from large and mid cap, even sector wise and stock wise, which I've picked up for our listeners.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, sir. Breakout chat, sir, आपका भी व्यू प्लीज मिल जाएगा.
मेरा तो बहुत ज़्यादा स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक है, जिसमें से एक तो सर ने कवर कर दिया, दैट वाज संघवी मूवर्स. मेरी भी ऑलमोस्ट 225 226 पे एंट्री है. बहुत अच्छा ब्रेकआउट था स्टॉक में. ग्यूफिक मैं पर्सनली 100 रुपये से ट्रेड करता आ रहा हूँ उससे. तो आई डोंट नो, क्योंकि ग्यूफिक में है ना वो टाइम करेक्शन जैसा फेज स्टार्ट हो चुका है. जब स्टॉक में टाइम करेक्शन आता है ना, तो मैं थोड़ा दूर हो जाता हूँ उससे, क्योंकि फिर वो ज़्यादा मूवमेंट देता नहीं है. तो आई एम वेटिंग फॉर ग्यूफिक. नोसिल ऑल्सो गुड. आई डोंट नो अबाउट बुक्स, तो जिस दिन अच्छा वॉल्यूम प्राइस एक्शन दिखेगा तो नोसिल इज ऑल्सो ऑन मेरा डालो. सर के तीनों पिक्स ऑलमोस्ट मैं कभी ना कभी ट्रेड कर चुका हूँ. सो आई एम बुलिश ऑन ऑल ऑफ देम. मेरा पर्सनल थोड़ा FMCG पे आज डे एंड पे आते आते मुझे लगा. HUL था, ITC था. ITC इज डूइंग गुड. जैसे सर बोले थे कि जो मीम्स बनते आ रहे थे, अब सब ITC के मीम्स बाजार से गायब हो चुके हैं. अब पता क्या पूरी दुनिया ITC के पीछे बुलिश हो चुकी है. तो आई हैव ऑफ दैट कॉन्सियसनेस कि जब कोई क्या पूरी दुनिया एक चीज़ के पीछे पड़ जाती है ना, तो वो बेचारा चलना बंद हो जाता है. तो एज ए टच वुड ITC को कुछ बुरा ना हो. आई एम आउट ऑफ ITC. मैंने सोचा था कि मेरा टारगेट 280 290 था, तो मैं ऑलरेडी और मेजर ITC से बाहर हूँ. बट चार्ट वाइज, प्राइस एक्शन वाइज लुकिंग वेरी गुड. सो ऑटो एंसिलरी मैं हर स्पेस में अभी तक तो बुलिश हूँ पूरे सेक्टर पे. थोड़ा सा कैसे समझाऊँ सेक्टर, अब ब्लू डार्ट पे मैं बुलिश हूँ. थोड़ा लॉजिस्टिक्स में भी मूवमेंट दिखता है. लास्ट पेज में प्रीति बोली थी वो सिंगल यूज़ प्लास्टिक वाले में, तो थोड़ा पेपर सेक्टर में भी बाइंग थी. रुचिरा में बाइंग थी, शीशा पेपर में बाइंग थी, स्टार पेपर में बाइंग थी. सो ओवरऑल बुलिश हूँ मैं. वैसे ना स्टॉक्स बहुत सारे याद करने पड़ेंगे अभी. जब तक आई थिंक इरफान सर कुछ बोलना चाहता हूँ, मैं थोड़े स्टॉक्स याद कर लूँ 2-3 दिन की वॉच लिस्ट से. आई विल हैव टू सी.
बिल्कुल. इरफान सर.
यस.
बिल्कुल सर. थोड़ा सा और आपसे मैं स्टोरीज जो है, इफ वी कैन टिल देन ब्रेकआउट चैट सर इज ऑफ कोर्स विल बी बैक विद अस. थोड़ा सा और डिटेल.
हाँ, मुझे थोड़ा सा सर से पूछना था सर. एज यू से कि यू आर नॉट मच ऑफ अ टेक्निकल गाय, तो आप
Yes.
स्मॉल कैप्स में व्हाट डू यू लुक इन अ कंपनी, कि मतलब कुछ एक दो चीजें इफ यू वांट टू टेल कि पी इतना हो या ROE इतना हो, तो ऑन व्हाट बेसिस यू आइडेंटिफाई स्मॉल कैप्स.
वेल, स्मॉल कैप्स में ये भी है कि जब टाइम खराब हो तब उसको उठाओ तो सस्ता मिलेगा. राइट. अगर अच्छे टाइम पे उठाओगे तो एज इट इज पी ज़्यादा होगी. सो आई ट्राई टू पिक स्टॉक्स व्हेन द कंपनीज आर नॉट पोस्टिंग गुड रिजल्ट. तो फिर पता कैसे चलेगा कि कंपनी अच्छा रिजल्ट देगी. तो आपको उसका बिजनेस स्टडी करना पड़ेगा. आपको उसके प्रोडक्ट्स देखने पड़ेंगे. आपको उसका प्रोडक्ट का इफ इट्स साइक्लिकल प्रोडक्ट और इट्स नॉट अ साइक्लिकल प्रोडक्ट, तो उसके प्राइसिंग देखने पड़ेंगे. अगर प्रोडक्ट की प्राइसेस क्या है मार्केट में, वो कंपेटिटिव है या नहीं है, उसकी कैपेसिटी क्या है. तो ये सब चीज स्टडी करके अगर आपको पता चले कि प्रोडक्ट के प्राइसेस बढ़ रहे हैं और उसके कॉस्ट तो सेम है, कॉस्ट नहीं बढ़ा, तो ऑब्वियसली द कंपनी इज गोना मेक प्रॉफिट्स। तो ये सब स्टडी करने के बाद आई ट्राई टू पिक द कंपनी, और अगर कंपनी का रिजल्ट अच्छा नहीं आ रहा तो आई डोंट गेट डिसहार्टेंड, भले वो 6 महीने खराब दे, 1 साल खराब दे, बट अगर कंपनी का बिजनेस अच्छा है तो आई स्टे इन्वेस्ट।
So,
हेलो,
yes, sir. So, any sector which you are looking for? The chemical, I think, chat में so
केमिकल इज वन,
yes, sir.
एग्रीकल्चर इज वन, एग्रीकल्चर में सीड सेक्टर स्पेसिफिकली, फार्मा इज देयर, and in all these companies I don't invest in mid caps, I only invest in small caps, or let's say micro caps.
Okay, perfect. तो आपका व्यू ऑन कोरोमंडल, क्योंकि टेक्निकली तो अच्छा
नहीं,
लगा।
I'm not tracking.
Okay, no, not tracking कोरोमंडल। Okay.
Right. Awesome.
Sir,
Uh,
if you want to add anything on this, आपका stock selection criteria, if anything.
Sorry.
Sir, Rudra sir, sorry sir.
Right.
I see when it comes to stock selection in my case, I do definitely both fundamental and technical when it comes to investing. Whereas for short-term trading, normally I take positions which are directional bet based on chart. Especially I trade in futures, and currently, just to disclose my positions, I have long in a lot of these banking stocks which I did discuss in futures when it comes to my trading position. And when it comes to investing, just to also throw some light and also to make our listeners understand better, I am a person of the opinion that just don't buy a stock because P is less. Because many a times what happens is, if the future prospects of that particular company and its business is not good, still you might get the stock at lower PE. And I can show you a lot of companies with future visibility of earnings. They trade in high PE and they continue to trade in high PE. So one has to understand PE in context to the future expected growth. So if companies are having growth rate of 40-50%, and even if its PE is 30, I say still it's a great buy. But if companies have growth rate of 5% and PE is around 10, I still say that is expensive. So that is the reason why we even look at something called as PEG ratio, that is price earning to growth ratio. So these are few of the key inputs, I think, at a beginner level on someone who wants to understand the investment part well, you have to consider. So I can give you a lot of stocks with single digit PE, which will continue to be in single digit PE, which has valuation at its comfort, but the future prospect growth are all not there. So one has to understand good companies, great companies come at bit expensive valuations also. And if you have some unearthed micro caps which market has not seen, yes, that's a different ball game altogether. But PE cannot be the only criteria for investing, and don't buy just because you get a stock at single digit PE and all. And one has to keep in mind the growth and future aspect of the company along with PE is what I wanted to emphasize.
right. Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, sir. Okay. ब्रेकआउट चार्ट सर, आपका वो वॉच लिस्ट में हम लोग को कुछ और मिलेगा क्या?
हाँ, वॉच लिस्ट में अभी मैं चेक कर रहा। सो HUL में बोला, सिमेंस में भी आज एक ब्रेकआउट आया, सो दैट इज लुकिंग गुड टू मी। शारदा मोटर्स में आज ब्रेकआउट था, तो वो भी वॉच लिस्ट में है। कोरो, जैसे कोरोमंडल मैंने डिस्कस करा, उसमें भी एक ब्रेकआउट है। मतलब ब्रेकआउट नहीं है, उसको 1000 का लेवल क्रॉस करने का बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है उसमें, क्योंकि F&O स्टॉक हो चुका है। एक टाइम पे नहीं था तो अच्छा मूवमेंट मिलता था। F&O में आते ही स्टॉक्स क्या है ना, फिर मज़ा ख़राब हो जाता है कि वो कॉल राइटिंग, पुट राइटिंग को समझना बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है मेरे लिए। सो उस हिसाब से 1000 का लेवल कोरोमंडल में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो मोटा मोटी मैं भी 2-4 सेक्टर्स में ही हूँ। IT इज़ लुकिंग गुड, बट IT में जैसे रुद्र सर ने भी बोला था, वो स्मार्ट मनी था जितना बेचना था FIs को। आई गेस उन लोगों की सेलिंग खत्म हो चुकी है उस सेक्टर से। तब वो थोड़ा टाइम कंसोलिडेशन चलेगा, फिर वो वापस रिकवरी दे सकते हैं। तो अगर पेशेंट गेम खेलना हो, अगर 6 से 8 महीने का आउटलुक हो, तो IT इज़ वन सेक्टर, क्योंकि अभी आई डोंट थिंक सो कि आई कैन टाइम अ ब्रेकआउट इन IT सेक्टर एज ऑफ नाउ, बट कभी ना कभी तो बनेगा। सो इफ़ यू हैव लिटिल मनी जो थोड़ा सा स्पेयर हो और जिसको आपको 6-8 महीने की ज़रूरत नहीं हो, तो IT इज़ वन सेक्टर। रियलिटी में भी थोड़ा बुलिश हूँ। इसमें स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक चल रहा है, अभी पूरा सेक्टर नहीं चल रहा है। तो सनटेक में ब्रेकआउट आया था, उसके अलावा एम्बुलेशन फिनिक्स में भी था, एक होटल सेक्टर भी अच्छा लग रहा है, चैलेट में अच्छा ब्रेकआउट था, आईटी वो अपना इंडियन होटल्स भी अच्छा कर रहे थे। तो पूरा सेक्टर में कोई बुलिश नहीं हूँ, मैं ऐसे बहुत सारे नाम ले लिया हूँ, तो थोड़ा थोड़ा सबको याद रहेगा, थोड़ा थोड़ा नहीं रहेगा, बट मोटा मोटी यही सेक्टर्स और यही स्टॉक है जो मेरे पोर्टफोलियो में, मेरी ट्रेडिंग पोर्टफोलियो में अभी है। उसके अलावा एक सेप्को था जो अभी जुपिटर वैगन व्हील्स हो चुका है, तो वो भी एक अच्छा स्टॉक था। हाँ, दैट्स इट, बहुत बड़ी लिस्ट है एकदम से। सो ये स्टॉक्स हैं जिस पर जो मेरे रडार पे वॉच लिस्ट पे कुछ खरीद रखे हैं, कुछ में पार्शियल एंट्री और कुछ में मैं टाइमिंग का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ। अब मेजर लिस्ट यही है वॉच लिस्ट में, नथिंग मोर नथिंग लेस।
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, sir. Okay, so मेरे पास तो क्वेश्चंस बहुत सारे हैं, बट हमारा ऑडियंस से भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस ऑलरेडी आ गए हैं. आई हैड पिन्ड अ ट्वीट इन द स्पेस, एंड उस पे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आए हैं. सो लेट मी क्विकली गो थ्रू सम क्वेश्चंस. हमारे पास आई थिंक ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस फैक्ट फाइंडर सर से भी आए हुए हैं, तो लेट मी पिक अप अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम हिम फर्स्ट. ओके, सो आई थिंक इरफान सर, ये आपके लिए कि सर केमिकल सेक्टर में यू सेड यूर बुलिश. So is the demand slowdown in China is a concern? So US or Europe may be slowed down. So what is your outlook on that? Do you think that is a concern?
I don't think so, because domestic consumption भी pick up हो रहा है, and if we try to find out specialized chemical companies, specialty chemical manufacturers, तो उसमें profit margin भी ज़्यादा होती है and players बहुत कम होती है. So if the players are less, then the company can acquire a good market share. So I feel specialty chemicals, even organic chemicals, man, there's good growth. If you see the prices of caustic soda, if you compare it with last 1 year, it's more than 3x. So the product prices are more than 3x, so profitability तो होगी ही. And the prices are maintained, that proves that demand is there.
Right. Great. Thank you so much for clarifying that, sir. Okay, next question, sir. Again, fact finder sir का ही. I am Rudramurthy sir से है. Rudra sir, NoSil के बारे में he has asked कि okay, that NoSil, if it can compound at 30-35% a year and will double in 2.5 years, what about its return on equities, which is quite low, around 12 to 14%? So, do you think that it will have to raise capital to grow? And sir has also attached some charts, but in general, the question is about the concern about its return on equity. So, what is your view on that, sir?
Yeah, see, NoSil, again, if I see its return on equity is definitely about 10%, and that's a good number if you compare it with peers. And I feel personally, yes, the correction in prices have already happened, and some of these points what he is raising is already discounted. But if you see even their net profit growth, and also if you see their growth in top line, definitely doing great. And for me, again, if you see their balance sheet, even borrowings is just next to zero only for me. So definitely fundamentally looks very strong to me. And return on equity, as he mentions, the number right now is around, if you see March 2022 ka, it is around 18%. Return on capital employed is around 18%. And return on equity, as he says, is about 10.3%. So for me, the price attractiveness is there. Top line growth is definitely there. Operating profit margin growth is also there in the company. And even in bad times, the stock has definitely performed well. So a good buy at current price for me.
Great. Thank you so much for clarifying that, sir. Okay, let me pick up a few from our other audience as well. Ujjwal sir का question, sir, Rudra sir और Irfan sir, आप दोनों के लिए. What is your strategy to buy the dip? At what levels in loss do you generally average existing holdings? So this is always an interesting question for me that I always ask. Do you believe in buy the dip, or do you prefer companies maybe that do not go through a dip in the dip? So Rudra sir, what is your view on it, sir?
Yeah, see, very short and sweet answer. As a trader, I never average on the downside. And if you want to succeed in trading, I believe you have to always average a profitable trade, not a losing trade. And in my own statement, I always say never add salt to your wound by averaging a losing trade. However, as a long-term investor, people keep asking me a question: should I keep stop losses, and how much percentage of fall in a stock price can I hold on, all that? And I have seen many of them, they think the company which they are holding for long term is so fundamentally strong, and they keep holding it, averaging it on every fall. But one has to understand, no mathematics can explain why a fall of 50% can be made good only by a rise of 100% and not by a gain of 50%. So people have to get this clear. Market knows something which you may not be aware of. So the stock price is falling or market is saying this is a wrong stock. You have to respect the market. Even as a long-term investor, I say you might have a deeper stop loss, might be 30% of your entry level or maximum 50% of your entry level. But just averaging a losing trade, definitely I don't recommend even for an investor. But as a trader, I always say average only a winning trade, never average a losing trade. And another very crucial point I want to make the audience understand: if you lose 95% of your capital, to break even, you have to gain 1800%, which is next to impossible. And I know a lot of people who have been averaging Yes Bank, Zomato, Paytm, and I can just give a big list of similar stocks, Idea. And I always say I have even tweeted a lot, and even today I had tweeted my Nifty future view also with all the market stuff, and I keep tweeting on some of these stocks. I always say Zomato will come to tomato price, and it came. In fact, tomato went to Zomato price. And if you buy Paytm, you have to keep paying MTM. So people pay mark to market. So don't get into these type of stocks. They're always wealth destroyers and never wealth creator. So I again repeat some of them like Yes Bank. Why do you want to buy Yes Bank when you have HDFC Bank or when you have ICICI Bank? And people keep averaging these type of stocks. So do avoid these type of junk or wealth destroyers. And definitely wealth is never created in these type of stocks.
ओके सर, आई थिंक विशु हैज सम इश्यूज. सर आपके लिए एक और क्वेश्चन था. एक सेकेंड, मेरे को डीएम आया था. सर एक है श्री रसाल सीमा हाई स्टैंड SRHH, if I'm not wrong. तो आपका इस पे कुछ व्यू, if you are tracking it?
Which one?
SRHH. I don't know how to pronounce it. I can DM you the same.
Okay, Sri Rayal Seema.
Yes sir, SRHH.
Okay. See, right now I can just very quickly give a chart view, and this stock has very short-term support, which is at around 365. Price volume action has been on the positive side. So any dips to levels closer to 36 for this Sri Rayalaseema can be a good entry point, and definitely a portfolio kind of a stock, and you can hold it. Keep a stop loss of around 350 for the stock and continue holding. On the higher side, 500 rupees it can test initially and then go back to all-time high levels of around 520.25. Stock looks very good on the chart. 350 stop loss on closing basis is a must for this stock.
Okay sir, thank you for that.
Right, thank you for taking over sir. मेरे को कुछ I guess audio issues थे.
मेरे पास immunity
बिल्कुल. ओके, सो मैं सर उसमें पूछ रहा था, हम लोगों को स्टॉक्स, ये सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस भी कुछ आए थे, एंड बियरिंग स्टॉक्स और हॉस्पिटल स्टॉक्स पे इफ एनी ऑफ आवर एक्सपर्ट्स हैव अ व्यू, आई वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड. एआई इन्वेस्ट के सर ने पूछा है.
बियरिंग में तो सर मुझे एनआरवी याद आ रहा है. AIA का इंजीनियरिंग, आई डोंट नो दे मेक बियरिंग्स और नॉट. टिमकेन इज आल्सो लुकिंग गुड, मतलब नॉट स्पेसिफिकली बियरिंग्स बट ये सब ऑटो एंसिलरी हो गए, तो मुझे सब बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ, चिल्ला के बोल रहा हूँ ऑटो एंसिलरी. हो सकता है इनमें से किसी एक दिन झटाक से पैसा गायब हो जाएगा, सो दैट डे वुड बी अ डिफरेंट डे, बट टिल नाउ एज ऑफ डेट एट दिस मोमेंट बियरिंग्स एंसिलरी सब चलेगा.
राइट, एंड सर हॉस्पिटल सेक्टर
नॉट ट्रैकिंग एनी ऑफ देम. NH
Okay.
बीच में कभी आया था, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम NH आई डोंट थिंक सो कि पूरे सेक्टर में कुछ है. शायद SCG हेल्थ के ग्लोबल में तो 7-8 दिन पहले ब्रेकआउट दिखा था, आई गेस डिडंट सस्टेन. तो अब ये सेक्टर पूरा पोस्ट कोविड ज़्यादा कुछ कर नहीं पाया है, सो आई डोंट नो अबाउट सेक्टर टेक्निकली. फंडामेंटली इफ एनी ऑफ द स्पीकर वांट टू ऐड ऑन, देन दे कैन.
Rudra sir, if answer, you track hospital sector maybe? Any of the companies, any companies in that sector?
Hi, I don't track any stock from hospital sector.
Okay, sure, no, not an issue sir. ओके, इसके बाद हम लोगों को काफी सारे आई थिंक अभी स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस भी हैं. सो ऑफ कोर्स हमारे पास इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं, आई एम रियली सॉरी वी वोंट बी एबल टू टेक अ लॉट ऑफ देम, बट कुछ रैंडमली लेट मी आस्क अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस. सो TechM इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग, TechM एंड LIC पे आई थिंक दीज आर टू पॉपुलर कंपनीज दैट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल वुड बी होल्डिंग. सो आई वुड लव टू नो योर थॉट्स ऑन देम. किरण कुमार सर ने LIC पे पूछा है, विनय सर ने TechM पे पूछा है.
Very quickly, if I can update on Tech Mahindra, the stock is now on chart making a consolidation pattern, taking strong supports at around 940, 950 level. but the trend is definitely still down. So shorter term trend, if you see from 1550 level, the stock made a single one line move towards levels closer to 950. So I feel let it make some amount of base formation and show some amount of price volume action on the positive side. I always say don't catch a falling knife both as an investor and a trader. So right now, at least the fall has gotten arrested. Let it consolidate and give a positive price volume action on the upside. And if you ask me for very short term, the stock has to cross 1030 level. One can make note of this level on Tech Mahindra. A close above 1030 confirms that the down move is done and dusted. But till then, I don't want to buy, and there won't be any momentum in Tech Mahindra. Now, going into LIC as a stock, again, I know a lot of general public who has invested, the retail money is there. And this stock, after breaking crucial support at 800, there was a one-way slide to levels closer to 650. And even at these levels of around 650 to 700 zone, it is making some amount of time-wise consolidation. For me, it may not be a great return or a compounder kind of a story. Again, valuation wise, if you compare LIC with either HDFC Life, or you compare it with other private, or you can even look at Max Financial, all that. But I feel personally, LIC may not disappoint much from current level, and it is seeing some time wise consolidation at current price. It might give you an average return of 15 to 20% kind of a return from current price. And being a PSU stock or government owned, right? So normally whenever Yes Bank happens or something like these hangamas happen in market, LIC comes to rescue. But when LIC has a problem, there is no rescue because LIC cannot come to its own rescue. So for me, LIC is at current price a 15-20% kind of a stock, annual return kind of a stock. Definitely, it is not a stock which I compare with Yes Bank, Zomato, or Paytm, or this kind of stocks which I always call as wealth destroyer. But when you have better opportunities at current market, I will not buy LIC even at current level. But those who are invested, yes, you don't have to get disappointed, and it is definitely not a Zomato or a Yes Bank kind of a stock.
Right. Great. Thank you so much for that, sir. Okay. Irfan sir, आपके लिए दो specially आपसे पूछे गए दो stocks in case you track them, MSTC and Nath Bio in case you're tracking either of them.
So MSTC, I had shared my views when it was around 90 in 2020, if I'm not wrong. And thereafter, I guess I booked out at 250 to 300 levels.
Okay.
Right? Nath Bio has been a disappointer. So, in fact, it has been in the entire bull market, it has given negative returns. So if you compare it from the COVID levels, yes, it has given it had given 3x return from 125 to 450. But then from that time, it has disappointed. So I still feel that it has the potential and it can do well. And in this sector, Kaveri Seeds is also a good company. So and JK Enemy Genetics is also a good company. So I'm positive on all the three companies.
Right. Absolutely brilliant, sir. Okay. Next, let me ask. हाँ. So breakout chart, sir. इस पे आपका opinion लेता हूँ. We have got आदित्य sir ने पूछा है Asian Paints and Infosys. I think two of my favorite companies. What is your view on them right now, sir?
दोनों पे व्यू क्या देंगे, ये 20-25 साल से चलते ही जा रहे बेचारे. So technically you can time them for 10-20%, but for a longer perspective दोनों को I don't think so कि ज़्यादा कुछ सोचने की ज़रूरत है. So technically Asian Paint I don't track, मतलब मेरे पोर्टफोलियो में पड़ा हुआ एक छोटा सा proportion, but इतना ज़्यादा मूवमेंट नहीं है स्टॉक में ना, neither in Infosys. तो अगर पोर्टफोलियो बेसिस पे रखना चाहे तो आप रख सकते हैं. I won't say no for that. बट इफ यू वांट टू ट्रेड और आप सोचो कि महीने में 15-20% मतलब दे सकते हैं, इसमें मैं मना नहीं कर रहा. अभी देना मुझे थोड़ा मुश्किल लगता है. सो फ्रॉम ट्रेडिंग पर्सपेक्टिव इट्स अ नो फ्रॉम माय साइड. बट इफ यू वांट टू इन्वेस्ट देन आई डोंट थिंक सो कि इन दोनों से बेटर कोई टॉप 10 स्टॉक्स होंगे. टॉप 10 स्टॉक्स में दोनों हमेशा मिलेंगे. सो फ्रॉम इन्वेस्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू यू कैन, बट ट्रेडिंग के लिए बिल्कुल नहीं एज ऑफ नाउ.
राइट. बढ़िया. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट. सो हमारे पास क्वेश्चंस बहुत सारे हैं. मैंने थोड़ा जानबूझ के थोड़े बड़े बड़े कंपनीज के ही ज्यादा पूछे हैं बिकॉज आई फील मतलब 500 people are in the audience. अगर मैं थोड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज के पूछूंगा या कुछ वैसे पूछूंगा तो शायद ज्यादा लोग उसको होल्ड कर रहे हो, ज्यादा लोग उसको क्यूरियस हो जानने के लिए. अगेन आई वुड लव टू आस्क ऑल द क्वेश्चंस दैट आर देयर इन दी नोट इन हम लोग के इस पे जो है, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी have a hard stop on time, so we will try to cover more and learn more. I'll request Rudra sir, Irfan sir to please do join us again, and we'll have a one-on-one session to understand their strategies and learn from them directly as well. But for tonight, I think this is our time. ब्रेकआउट चैट सर, आपको तो मतलब मैं रिक्वेस्ट क्या करूंगा, आपको तो मैं बोलूंगा कि आप तो आओगे ही, मुझे पता है. But yeah, so I would thank all our panelists tonight. This has been amazing. It was an amazing hour of a lot about stock markets. I learned a lot. Our audience, we have over 500 people right now, and this was amazing. Thank you so much. You have been a lovely audience sticking with us all throughout the hour. Absolutely brilliant, and thank you so much again, all the panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you, Infras, and thank you, Rudra sir, for taking out your time today.
Right. All right, everybody. Have a really good night and a profitable day tomorrow. Bye-bye.